Once again, welcome to the War Room. We are a few months after where we last left off at the end of the third episode, and in the last episode we fought Castile once again. We took back all of the rightful lands of our vassal Leon over here, and we also expanded quite a bit into Aragon. We are doing pretty well so far if you ask me. So in this episode, we're going to continue our reconquista of Iberia in the name of restoring the Sultanate of Al-Andalus. And we are going to tighten the noose around Castile's neck even further. And hopefully we are going to full annex Portugal. At the same time, our artists have been hard at work, trying to get our cultural influence up. And we are still a puny culture compared to the mighty 420, blaze it, cultural tradition of the Castilian culture. But I have no doubt that once we unlock universities over here, our culture and education will beat the crap out of the Castilians, and we can once again assimilate all of Iberia to our rightful Andalusi culture. Now mind you, we are already assimilating North Africa to Andalusian, and soon enough Portugal will be majority Andalusian as well, as soon as I've got enough diplomats to actually enforce culture on our vassals there. And our vassals are hard at work, but unfortunately their hard work does not pay off when they're trying to assimilate Castilians. As you can see, we're only getting 2 people out of a population of 23,000 assimilated per month. So it's going to take 1,000 months to assimilate this single city over here. And honestly, we probably have 1,000 months, but I want to get this done with much quicker than that. So we are instead going to fight the cultural war, increase our influence, tank Castile's cultural tradition, and then our culture will prevail just as our troops will. But first, we have to beat them in the battlefield. Now our levies have recovered just a tiny bit, so we have close to 5,000 men, which is nothing compared to Castile's 17,000. And when we attack them, that's also going to bring in Portugal, Aragon, Andorra, Bardi, Mallorca, and Scotland. I don't really worry about those yet, but at least Portugal is going to be a tiny bit of a problem. And for that reason, we are once again going to turn to our old friends, the mercenaries here. And just as we made the Portuguese fight each other in the last war, we can make the Castilians fight each other today. And well, even without the extra taxes that we are levying from our estates here, we should easily be able to handle the mercenary maintenance on these guys. A good portion of them are going to die pretty quickly anyways. I'm going to get some extra horsemen here. Maybe reduce the archers a tiny bit. And I'm guessing with a 24 months contract, these guys are going to cost us something in the range of 1,300 ducats or so. So we are probably losing money by attacking Castile, but the money that we're getting from our vassals is probably making it even. Maybe we are even making a profit here, but whether we're making a profit or not, the absolute beauty and pleasure we get from beating the Castilians back from our homelands, you can't put a price tag on that. So we're going to hire the mercenaries, and we're going to hire them, let's see, over here. So I'm not quite sure whether we'll wait for the levies to arrive or not, but even alone they should be more than a match for the Portuguese levies. And as soon as these mercenaries have been raised, we're going to take the fight to Portugal. Our trusted vassal Leon has fabricated claims on West Asturias over here for us, so we're going to use that as a cause for war. And we are calling in our Moroccan allies. They have been extremely useful so far. Hopefully they will figure out a way of crossing the Straits of Gibraltar this time, because they failed miserably on their last attempt. Oh, wait, they actually did manage to cross the last time, my bad. They failed miserably in the attempt before that. So, war it is. And I'm going to... Oops, not recruit regulars, of course. I'm going to get our levies here. Now we will start marching into Portugal immediately. We're not going to wait for our levies, because we want to meet with our levies halfway and then start ravaging the Castilian countryside immediately. And hopefully the Portuguese will meet us in battle, and we will be able to defeat them using our regulars, using the mercenaries here. The Portuguese didn't stand a chance. Just look at that kill-death ratio. Now they seem to be going south, so let's see where they're headed. Oh no, they're going north. Okay, I think that was the innovative dropping. Let's see, now I'm going to change our societal values towards... we were at... Where's communalism? There we go. We were pushing communalism. Let's push it even further, so that we can get rid of all of the unnecessary privileges. And let's take our guys over here for now. Another Portuguese stack wipe. I'm not quite sure where the Portuguese are headed, but it was towards the northeast. I'm going to bring our levies here, split them in half. I'm going to take the other half to Coimbra, and there's a decent chance that we can piece Portugal out without a real fight here. Or we can just pursue them. They seem to be going in whatever direction. Are they retreating towards Valladolid? I think so, yeah. Okay, I'm going to put all of our subjects on a... what's this called? Supportive for now. And let's see. I did not yet enforce culture on some of these guys, so I'm going to enforce culture now. And the goal here is to make sure that everyone is Andalusi culture before we spawn our next batch of vassals. The Portuguese are toast, and we also unexpectedly managed to stack wipe the remains of the Aragonese army as well. So we will be waiting for these sieges to be done. Let's occupy the entire countryside over here, and that should allow us to sue for peace. Oh, okay, that was unexpected. The Scottish are here. Well, where did you guys come from? Oh, that doesn't matter. Okay, so we can peace out the Portuguese. Let me see what we can get from the peace deal here. Alright, I'm going to do what is known as a pro-gamer move. We're going to full annex Portugal. I've done the maths. This doesn't piss off anyone except for the Iberians and the French vassals enough that they would join the coalition. But we will need to start improving relations with France once again. And I'm going to... oh wait, let's wait until the 1st of April. There we go, we're going to... okay, what happened now? War score change. Alright, so this should be a full annexation. I'll send this. There we go, we're at peace. And then here comes the pro-gamer move part. So if I were to simply raise levies right now at this exact moment, we would only get 1700 men, but... wow, we have a... okay, there are more Portuguese in northern Portugal than Andalusians in Granada proper, and I hate this. Okay, we're going to add Portuguese as an accepted culture. Now this is going to tank our cultural capacity, but that's not going to last for long. We are going to piece Castile out in 1 at most 2 years, and when we piece them out, we're just going to release all of this land as vassals anyway. Now if we go over here, you would still think that we can only raise 1700 men, right? However, I'm going to exit the game and then reload, and then you're going to see something amazing. Would you look at that? By reloading the game, we increased the number of levies available to us to a whopping 7,000. Oh, just look at that. With a single move, we've doubled the size of our armies, and now we can easily take out the Castilian. But we still have to improve relations with the French. Gosh. And I'm not quite sure, but oh, okay, we have a bit of relation improvement. We can improve relations a bit more. Okay, now let's have the game tick for a while. I'm going to give an education to this gal. Okay, and we should get the levies right over here. Alright, you guys stick here for now. I want the full army. There we go, 7,195 additional levies. Now we're going to join our newly minted 15k or 16k stack, and we're going to find and chase and beat the Castilians who have decided to invade our homelands. And our vassals are doing a pretty fine job of defending their homes here actually. I didn't expect them to have this many levies available, but I'm guessing since they have managed to integrate their lands, they're getting a lot more value out of them now. And the Moroccans are just chilling up north. They're basically fully occupied Aragon at this point, so I expect that they will move into Castile and they will start occupying some land for us, which is well, less than ideal. Just look at that participation. Why does Catalonia have so much participation here? It makes no sense. But anyways, we're going to take all of our troops down south. I'll probably occupy a couple of these provincial capitals on the way as well. And then it's going to be bye-bye Castilians time. Here is our decisive battle, folks. Let's see how we fare. We fared pretty well against the Castilians. Now, where are you guys headed exactly? Okay, I'm pretty sure you aren't headed in that direction. Yeah, as expected, you're going back north, aren't you? Cheeky little. Okay, I'll wait here for a couple of days. They're going through that route. I'm willing to bet that they're going to Valladolid here. So I'll chase after them, or wait, are they going east? What's that? Yeah, sure, I'll get the antagonism. That's okay. Okay, anyways, I know they're going to Valladolid. Like, it's obvious. See? Now the only question is, where will they get out of? Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. In Palencia. Okay, our morale has recovered. And will this be our decisive battle? No, it was not, but it was close. The question is, where are they going now? You know what, I'm just going to chase after them, see where they're headed. Turns out they were headed to Galicia, which is quite fine. Another great victory, but the margins really are closing in on us. And I'm guessing they're going somewhere south, maybe? Or maybe they're going back to Valladolid. Let me just get this area using this stack, and we will give them chase once more. So they fought the Moroccans down here in Zafra and retreated back towards Valladolid in the north. But more importantly, we can now get another government reform. Now, unfortunately, Our ruler died just months before we could push naval to 50. So I'm guessing we're going to take something else for now. But eventually, we're definitely going to get that harbor administration. This is one of the best, if not the single best reform in the game. Okay, so what do we want? Crown power, meh. Tax efficiency, meh. Loyalty of subjects could be useful, but we don't have a lot of loyalty problems right now. And I don't think we're going to get any anytime soon. So, peasants' levy size sounds nice on paper, but I don't think it's worth spending a whole government reform on. Monthly prosperity plus 0.10 sounds really nice, as does food production, but this will push us even further towards land, which we definitely don't want. So I think in the end... Wait, why can't we get... what was that? Feudal theocracy. Huh. This counts as a major reform? I didn't realize that this counts as a major reform, actually. Interesting. Okay, so I think at this point, I'm either going with feudal nobility or just plain old autocracy. You know what? Autocracy wins. At least until we can get harbor administration. And hopefully these guys are headed to Valladolid. No, they're not. Oh, jeez. How come you bounce off of Medina del Campo? Okay, I'm going to consolidate, balance. We'll wait a few days here so that our morale recovers. A Coruña, okay. Come on. Give me the morale, give me the morale. I'll get the morale, and I'm now going to fight the Castilians. And there we go. That is a stack wipe. The 17,000 strong Castilian army no longer exists. Okay, we're going to start quickly carpet sieging Castile, and when we're done, we are simply going to piece them out. It is such a satisfying feeling, just seeing the entire map of Castile become white checkered in front of your eyes. Just look at the beauty of these, look at how pretty these are when they progress. And we're going to get more stuff over here as well. There we go. There we go. Just look at that. Look at all those beautiful notifications we're getting. And Morocco, why did you leave the siege? The AI in this game. Alright, I think we've got pretty much everything here. Let's get these as well. Alright. I'm going to try and siege out Castile. Peace out Castile, of course. We're getting all of Galicia here. We're getting all of Navarra. And we're getting a bunch of war reps. Now, sad old Leon will not get their Asturian provinces yet, because essentially we're going to use the claims over here to milk Castile for extra provinces every 8 years, every 10 years, something to that regard. And before piecing out Castile, let me get... Oh, they have an alliance with Savoy, okay. It would be a shame if I made you annul your treaties with Castile and Savoy and France just in case. And took your money and war reps and even humiliated you. I mean, my subjects' cores are going to stay and we can just take your land in the next war or the one afterwards. And I will take your maps of Iceland here, just for the heck of it. There we go. That's the Aragonese piece. And can we piece out anyone else separately? Andorra? I mean, honestly, I have half a mind to just annex Andorra, but you know what? You guys survived until 2026, so I'm going to give you a pass. I'm just going to humiliate you. I'm not even going to vassalize you. I'll block you from building, just for the heck of it. Annul your treaties with France, whatever. Again, I just want to play nice, I just want to piece you guys out. And now, for the grand finale, we've got Castile. And you guys are going to be dismantled even more. You're going to pay us insane war reps. Did I get the... Yes, I got the actual war reps as well. And just like that, 2 more vassals join the fold. Now we're going to disband all of our levies. I'm going to actually make these guys shattered retreat so that they lose some men, so we don't have to pay for them anymore. And in hindsight, I don't think the mercenaries were quite necessary. Like, we could have won without them, but I wasn't sure if the trick with Portugal would work, so I decided to have them just in case as insurance. And speaking of the trick with Portugal, we now need to create a bunch of subjects here. I could just, create Portugal itself, but I don't know, man. They would be a kingdom, and it would take a fair amount of time to actually convert all of that land and assimilate. So I'm going to go with custom subjects here, and let me first see how much disloyalty. Okay, vassals are at minus 8.74. Fiefdoms are at minus 13.53. Okay, so fiefdoms, I think I'm going to make all of these fiefdoms. There we go, fiefdom 1, fiefdom 2, because again you want to have like a gap of 10 loyalty between the 2 subject types. And there we go. And I don't think we took any more land, no. Just look at that. This is basically like, that map. Portugal is not a small country, where it shows Portugal, and then to scale it shows Mozambique and Angola, like huge colonies, which take up the space of more than half of Europe or something like that. So we're basically like that. Granada is not a small country. Just look at all of our vassals. And Aragon is going to be ours pretty soon as well. Oh, I'm having so much fun here. Okay, so that was part 1. We beat the Castilians on the field of battle. And now comes part 2, which is us beating the Castilians in the culture war. And for that, we are going to need one thing and one thing alone, the university, which we are going to get in, very soon. Very, very soon. Our research of the permanent cabinet advance is done, and now we get access to another cabinet seat. Let's see if we do have this guy, but yeah, no, definitely not. Okay, we have okay crown power. We don't really need the extra 25% from having a crown head of cabinet, so I'm going to hire a few more courtiers. Umar Khayyam, well, he looks pretty okay. Let me check something. So the increased control is admin, and assimilate pops is dip. So we've got, these guys are both okay in terms of dip, so probably we need someone with good admin skills. And Umar Khayyam, not to be confused with Umar Khayyam, who is a Persian poet, looks like he has pretty decent admin skills, so I'm going to take him in. And over here, now as soon as we have enough loyalty on these guys, I want to start annexing our immediate vicinity, the vassals in our immediate vicinity. At first I will probably only annex Sevilla, so that we get the market center for ourselves. But once we're done assimilating this province, we will probably branch off into Cordoba and just generally expand in a sort of a crescent shape, slowly assimilating Castilians as we go. Now, in terms of the culture war, Castilian cultural tradition is tanking simply because you've taken a big chunk of Castilian land here. And even though the majority culture here is Galician or Basque, that doesn't matter. What matters is whoever is holding that land counts for that country. So in this case, since Castile was holding this land, even though the local culture is Galician or Basque, that does not matter. What matters is Castilian, being the primary culture of Castile, gets that extra stuff for the cultural tradition there. And if you look here, most of the tradition they've got, and thank you Paradox for all of these nested tooltips. This is our fourth tooltip that we're opening here, and this is our sixth. There we go. Most of this is coming from the average literacy of nobles across Castile, so each location contributes a tiny little bit. Now, influence, you don't get that. Influence is just prestige and certain buildings, in this case, the library. So, usually you will have a much higher tradition, especially if you're like a large country, compared to the cultural influence of anybody else. But since we've converted pretty much everyone to Andalusi culture, and we're building libraries, and soon we will be building universities like there's no tomorrow, we are going to get a pretty decent influence of our own, and we should be able to match the cultural tradition of Castilian in maybe a decade, at which point, suddenly, assimilating Castilians will become an option. And I'm going to put my empty cabinet slot here on for now. Maybe we want to develop a province. Maybe we want to strengthen the government a little. I mean, I wouldn't say no to extra cash, but this guy doesn't have a lot of military power here, so developing maybe Almeria makes sense. Yeah, I mean, there is a saffron plantation here and a pretty okay town down here, so I'm good. I think I'll develop Almeria here. Alright, and now we will go back to waiting, specifically in this case, for the university to unlock. And once it has been unlocked, we will have to wait until we have enough money to build them en masse. And for that, obviously, we need our vassals to regain their loyalty, etc, etc. So it's going to take a while. So we have pushed communalism as much as possible. And I think I'm going to keep changing our societal values here. In this case, I think what I'm going to do is... Hold on. This guy actually has better admin than Khalil Abidi over here. So I think I'm going to put him on changing the societal values. And let's push towards humanist, because now we're way too deep into spiritualism. And I definitely don't want that, because this gives a bonus to pop conversion speed, which we don't really need, because our vassals are doing all the converting for us. But it gives a minus whopping 50% to assimilation speed, which we will eventually need. And you, my friend, you can go back to, or in fact, yep, you have better admin, so you go develop Granada, you develop Almeria, and that's going to be our cabinet setup for now. And here we are. The university building has been unlocked, and we're going to build these bad boys everywhere that we can. Just look at these. Plus 10% local max literacy for nobles and burghers, plus 0.50 cultural influence. This is the main reason why we are building them, by the way. 10 top promotion speed, bit of migration attraction, bit of local monthly literacy, and whopping 33% institution growth. These are just so good. And it also includes another law here, the education of the elites. Oh, but we need to actually have a university before we can enact that. Okay, so there is one, well, there is one choice to be made actually. That is, for local cultural influence, a library, 5 libraries, equal 1 university. So if the cost of building a library is less than a fifth of building a university, we're going to build our libraries up first. But that's probably not going to be necessary. We've got a lot of libraries already. So okay, so it costs something between 27, and we can't mass build because we are building in our subjects right now. 27, 28, something in that range. Let's keep that in mind. I highly doubt that the university can be better than that, but let's give it a try. Oh yeah, it's almost 10 times as much. Okay, so libraries first, which does suit me pretty fine, I guess. And let's start building them over here. Now we don't want to build them here yet because we haven't yet converted the northern Portuguese to Andalusi culture. I'll get that one. And we are definitely going to get them all across Catalonia. There we go, there we go. And you as well. And I don't think your culture converted the Navarans yet either, or the Galicians. So that's going to be it for the libraries. And that should leave us with enough cash to build 1, 2... Wait, why doesn't... Oh, right, available peasant. We're only down by 72 clerics in Malacca, so I guess I'll go for it. And we really need the pop promotion here. Just the peasants are not promoting for some reason. I mean, I know it takes a lot of time, but still. Monthly demotion. Why are people demoting? Jeez. Wait, do we not have... Oh, we have way too few peasants here. Ah, okay. Okay, you know what? Maybe we don't need these masons actually. I'm going to destroy a couple masons, but that didn't solve it because... Okay, we need additional pop growth here. Let's see, what can we do about pop growth here? We have... Where's the population growth chart? Right, over here. Prosperity, cheap food. Okay, we need additional food storage. I mean, it's probably down to the fact that, you know, the entire... Okay, we could destroy the RGOs a few levels, but I'd rather not. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my guy away from developing Almeria. And I'm going to encourage migration to Malaga over here. There we go. And that should help us a bit. Maybe we'll start seeing migration. Where is the migration map exactly? There we go, migration. Okay, that is a pretty decent attraction. I mean, even market-wide. Yep. We should start getting a decent push here soon enough. And as soon as these jobs are filled, that's going to be it for the university as well. And it is parliament time again. Let's hold it in Malacca as usual. We could technically fund some farming estates. Sponsor trade expedition, what's that? Oh, it gives a decent bunch of trade capacity actually. Huh. Conduct the census for extra pop growth. I don't think that's going to be too useful. Or market expansion acts for a bit of extra burgers trade capacity. Okay. You know what? I'm going to fund farming estates, because we should have some more levels available on our best trading goods over here. Huh. Well, honestly, we didn't. I could build it in Malacca, but, you know, we've run out of people, so that's not going to be a good idea. Do we have any other? Nope. Dyes. Can we expand dyes? Yes, we can. So you get dyes here. And horses. Yep, it also counts for horses, which is lovely because for some reason horses export really well over here to Genoa. And what else? What else? What else? We could build up the legumes and the wheat. Hold on. Would this work if I tried to build in my subjects provinces? Let me see, do we have a good RGO over here? No. Nothing farming related as far as I can see. We do have a couple silver mines. Okay, I think we should have, there we go, saffron here, but it's already at full capacity. Silk? Okay, so it doesn't work if we don't actually own the province. That's a damn shame. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the wheat over here. And the legumes over here. I realize that, you know, this is just extremely inefficient. But we're still going to get a bit of base tax from them. And it will give the peasants something to do, I suppose. But anyways, other than that, let's see what we got in the parliament. And I guess we're going to request additional taxes. Support serfdom, cause why not? We could ask for a law change here. So this is pushing us towards spiritualist. And I would much rather get the humanist push, as well as slaves output, even max literacy. I think I'm going for this one. And increase opinion, that's basically a freebie. And other serfdom support, lovely. And I'm going to pass this one to get extra prosperity. And is that a level? Oh wait, that's a level, so that would increase the RGO level. Alright, I'm going to ask for another law change, so we don't have to pass that one. And let's see, does this give satisfaction equilibrium? Expand mining cost? Nah, none of these are good. None of these are going to be useful. We got civil law over here, that's pretty nice. We could change from a dispersed harem to a powerful harem, or even an extravagant harem, but I don't see the point. Honestly, at this point we're like, oh wait, maritime law, yes, I want to change the maritime law to navy audits, so we get that extra naval push. And I still don't think that's going to be enough for us to actually get to 50 naval at this point. So we'll just wait for an event, I guess. Like, let's see, ruler has a general trait. This is messing everything up. If our ruler didn't have a general trait, we could simply push 50. Jesus, I hope you die. I hope you die soon. I hope you die young. Like your father and his father before him. Our first university seems to be complete, and this will allow us to choose education for our people. Now, I think education of the people over here is the best choice here. This one seems pretty weak. Mixed institutions, maybe because it gives an additional artist, could be useful in our case, but, you know, from a pure literacy point of view, getting extra literacy on your peasants and laborers is just, you know, there's nothing that can beat it, really. And it does make the nobles and the clergy a bit dissatisfied, but honestly, who cares? And on top of that, we also get a bit of humanist push and even a bit of innovative push. So I think this is the best choice here, and I'm going ahead with it. And with our universities being complete, we are getting +2 monthly change to our Andalusi cultural influence. So if you look over here, we're getting 1.20 from locations, +60 from Granada, +50 from Malacca. The university got filled first, I think, and we should also be getting a university in Almeria. So that's going to give us another 0.50, or given all of our boosts here, 1.25. Nice. And we will continue building universities until our cultural influence exceeds Castilians' cultural tradition. So let's get more universities over here. Come on, universities. And I guess I'm going to start building these in the important cities over here. So Sevilla and Cordoba are going to be the first, and then generally in this area where eventually we will be able to propagate a decent amount of control. And something interesting has happened. It looks like meritocracy has spread through the Asian trade all the way to Alexandria. And as a result, I want to get that in my market as well. So I'll put all of my trades over here to exporting and importing from Alexandria. And in fact, I'm just going to cancel this one and add even more to the saffron trade. We're just making bank from the saffron trade here. And we don't even have, like, we have the third highest trade advantage. Although Cordoba doesn't have a lot of trade capacity and Sevilla is middling at most. But what I don't understand is they aren't selling all that much saffron here. Anyways, thanks to our trade routes, we're going to get 0.55 spread of meritocracy to Sevilla per month, which is lovely. And also, okay, we don't have it in Fas yet. Tunis? We're getting a tiny bit of spread in Tunis, but not nearly enough. Gosh, is there a way of seeing every one of these? Like, no. I wish we could see the specific institutions instead of just like a generalized institution view here. Although maybe that's because I'm locked into. Yeah. Ah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So if I click on the institution map mode, it shows me institutions in general. If I hover over these, it shows me specific institutions. And you know, I have no idea how it spread to Mecca that quickly. Like, where did you guys get it from? Does Yemen have it? No, they don't. Does Adan have? No, they don't even have it fully. Well, anyways, it beats me, I guess. I'm just going to trade with Alexandria and get it in my market capital, and then get it in my actual capital. With the art schools advanced, we can also build this bad boy over here. But the price of masonry is getting suspiciously high, so I guess oh, please not that. That's unfortunate. I guess I'm going to build up our masonry capacity first. And let's hope that the Illuminati does not get interested in our country because we're building so many masons. So Castilian cultural tradition seems to have stalled around 331. Our influence is at 200 and growing, but I think it cannot really grow beyond something like 220. So I'm not quite sure whether we can match them. But at the same time, I'm not sure whether we need to match them. Because as we keep dismantling Castile, obviously their tradition is also going to go down. And our vassals who hold lands outside of the Castilian areas are doing a pretty decent job at converting and assimilating. So look at that, most of our initial set of vassals have already converted their entire domains to Sunni. North Africa is pretty much entirely Sunni. And we do have quite a few pockets of Andalusia over here. And this area should be Andalusia pretty soon. The Portuguese are very efficient assimilators. And look at that, the Aragonese culture is on the verge of extinction because Aragon itself has Catalan as their primary culture, so they're pushing that. And our vassals are pushing Andalusia. It's kind of funny to see, really. But is Catalonia? They are Andalusia, yes. Okay. So I'm not quite sure how much more we will push the culture war over here. Ideally, I'll go as far as I can. Ideally, we would beat the Castilians in their own game, but you can never be sure about this kind of stuff. And we got this lovely little event here as well, which gives us an additional 10% cultural influence and 5% monthly research for 20 years. We are going to have to take a couple loans to finance it, or even just, yeah, a couple loans. But I'd say that's quite okay in this case. And we also have another parliament. Now I'm going to hold, let's say, expand gravel road network sounds nice. Bolster the government, that's always good. Extra crown power for 10 years, wow. I'm torn between this and the trade expedition because it gives 4 trade capacity, so we will be able to export a lot more to Alexandria and get spread on meritocracy that way. On the other hand, just look at that, we're getting insane spread on meritocracy anyways. You know what? I'm going to bolster the government. Extra crown power is always a good thing. Bellicose support for sure. Okay, we should be able to get one more item here, so I'll get, hold up, let me check our dip cap. We're only 34% over our limit. How was our crown power? We will get an additional 20%, so I think we're good. Alright, I think we might as well fight Castile again. So who is... Oh, it's just Castile. There aren't any members of the coalition. That's so funny. Okay. So they have 16,000 men. We have 5,000. We could hire a few more mercenaries here. But would that be necessary? Well, time will tell. Ooh, Aragon is alive. Wait, Tortona? Oh. For a second there I thought they'd managed to ally Bohemia because... Yeah, those are the same flag. So, those aren't different flags. Those are the same flag. Okay, I am going to get the taxes here. I think Castile can wait a bit. Or maybe... Honestly, this doesn't matter at all at this point. Public harem. No, I don't want that. We aren't taxing the clergy anyway, so this is basically a freebie. And we're stuck. So if we want to bolster the government, we won't be able to ask for larger levies. I think we'll bolster the government here. And if we do end up fighting Castile, we can just hire some mercenaries. But I don't think we need to fight them right now. Like, the coalition basically doesn't exist. We improved relations with everyone enough that antagonism isn't a thing anymore. So we're basically going to pick on Castile at our own leisurely pace, more or less, and in 3 more wars they should be fully annexed. Our heir has come of age. He has okayish stats, although he could certainly have a better diplomatic ability, which is our real bottleneck right now. I'm going to see if we can... Oh wait, we can't because we don't have the diplomat. Nobles? Probably not. Alright, we will wait for a couple months, or just really 1 month here, and we can get more ships. Let's get a few more ships. So, early Iberian caravel, get 1, 2, 3, 4. We will soon get the dock, and we will get a pretty big navy at that point, so we can start pushing naval proximity here. Now let's see. You guys, I'm trying to figure out who the best option here would be, and honestly it doesn't look like it matters. I'll just grab the Hafsid option here for the extra prestige, and we do get a royal marriage with Tunis, so we could ally them eventually. That could be useful. And we are probably going to get more wives for our heir as we get additional diplomats here. I'm spending most of my diplomats improving relations with my subjects. In fact, I can hustle you too. There we go. Alright, why not? And well, our truce with Castile has run out. We don't even have a diplomat that we can use to declare war with. 1st of January. Okay, we have a 3-year time span here. So we have much higher combat power compared to them. They won't attack. I'm fairly sure they won't attack. So we don't have to marry ally Morocco and use our dip cap on Morocco here. We can just keep building up, and especially build up our universities in our vassals, and once we've beaten Castile in the cultural war, we can go back and beat them in the battlefield as well. So the loyalty of Sevilla has recovered enough that we can annex them now. They are Sunni Andalusi. They have converted practically their entire populace to Sunni. Alas, they're not getting a lot of assimilation going on, but that's quite alright. Once we hold that land ourselves, we will definitely get more assimilation. So I'm going to start annexing them. It's going to take 10 years. The city does cause a bit of a problem here. On the other hand, Andalusi is the dominant culture, so we're getting, I think, a 67% bonus here as well. So this is basically the pinnacle of our campaign so far. We have come to the point where our vassals have managed to convert large portions of their land to Sunni. Some of our vassals are doing a pretty great job of converting their populace to Andalusi, and the rest are struggling, but that's okay because we're going to annex them, we're going to take over their assimilation processes, and we're going to make all of this land Andalusi in no time. Meritocracy has finally spread to Granada, so now we can embrace that one as well. And we have all of the institutions of the first 2 ages at our disposal, and we're only halfway through the Age of Renaissance. Now I'm going to start queuing up some of the meritocracy researchers here. We have a queue, do we have? Okay, we only have 3. Protected harbor, we definitely want that. And the Iberian caravel will be nice to have as well. So I will go back to the Age of Traditions. And let's begin with 5% cabinet efficiency, lovely. 2% tax efficiency, which is excellent. I think there is something about power projection that helps in the culture war, but I'm not quite sure. But this one could be useful, but maybe not. Right. Possible number of artists, we definitely need that. And you know what, I'm just going to pick up everything we can here. This is from the last stage, so we get a bonus, or rather a discount. We don't necessarily need the cultural tradition here. I'll grab the power projection, I'll grab the trade efficiency, and estate enrichment. I hate this sort of tooltip, by the way. I'm not quite sure about this because our estates are all extremely happy. And more importantly, they are building a lot of good stuff for us, so I'll pass. We'll get all of these. Do we want that? No, we don't go on pilgrimages, or we go maybe once in a lifetime. And you can keep that one as well. Alright, that should cover maybe the next 10-20 years during the Age of Renaissance. So we're good so far. Looks like most of the North Portuguese vassals have also finished integrating their provinces. So I'm going to start enforcing religion on them as well. Let's get you. Let's get the Bailic of Porto. And let's get Viseu here. And with the next batch of diplomats, I will get Villarreal and Coimbra. We got another parliament. And sponsor the noble arts. Oh, this will give us a new artist if it passes. That sounds nice. Urban buildings cost -20. If we had a bit more gold stocked up, I would definitely go for that. Yeah, the others aren't all that good. We could get some gravel roads, but no need really. I think I'm going to sponsor the noble arts here. Focus on land. Well, we are going to have to get our cabinet back on naval soon. So there is that. Oh, I should not have done that. Well, anyways, we'll just get extra communalism. Now the question is, do I want to get reduced levies? Well, we could simply ask for larger levies in exchange. There, easy peasy. And this will pass. I'm going to get bellicose support as well, and that's it, unless we get the urban parliament seat event, which I don't think we can get right now. We are going to pass this. We will get a new artist. Hopefully we get the architect so that he has 84 artistic skill, which will be very nice. And we will be almost 100% towards aristocracy, which is okay, I suppose. I just love how some events in their text don't have text, it's just a poem. I think we also have one like this in the Black Death situation. It just adds a nice little touch of artistic brilliance to the game, I think. But anyways, looks like our beloved artist Ibn Khaldun has moved to Egypt, which is kind of unfortunate because I really like the guy. But, well, he pursues an adventurous life, and by moving there, I think he's going to give us 5 cultural influence. There we go. We are now so close to actually beating Castilian. Like, look at that. They have 332 cultural tradition. We have 312 cultural influence, but our influence is falling because obviously Ibn Khaldun moved overseas, right? We need more culture, my friends. What's this? What does this do? Monthly progress. I'll deny them their old rights. Well, I don't think there's anything here that another bunch of universities can't solve. Well, I honestly never thought I would see this day. Our cultural influence of 328.60 now beats the Castilian cultural tradition of 327.46. We have won the cultural war. It is official. And you can see this if you go over here. We're still not converting anyone here because for some reason our vassals are accepting Castilian instead of simply trying to destroy them because they are our enemies. But we're at least getting a positive modifier from our cultural influence versus their cultural tradition. And with that, our mission is complete. We have won the culture war. We have engendered a great renaissance of the arts here in Granada, and we have restored Al-Andalus to its rightful glory. Now comes the next part, where we finish our conquest of Iberia, where we destroy the Castilians once and for all, where we annex all of these vassals and solidify our rule as a strong centralized state. And then we shall sail to the new world. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to end this episode here. And in the next episode, we're probably going to have quite a lot of conquest wars against Castile. I definitely want to eliminate them at this point. So it's probably going to take, depending on their control, and they do have quite a bit of control. Oh, the AI is actually pretty good at using the local governors. Like, that's a pretty decent placement there. But anyways, it's probably going to take 2 or 3 wars to full annex Castile. And once we full annex Castile and Aragon, we're going to focus 100% on exploration and also on centralizing our power, annexing all of these small vassals over here. Although they're doing such an amazing job at converting the Iberian Peninsula both to Islam and to Andalusian culture. Like, look at that. Aragonese is basically gone. Catalan over here is suffering quite a bit. And wow, that's interesting. So we are getting a bit of conversion already on the Castilians here in Murcia. That's really nice. And of course we got decent bit of Andalusian in North Africa as well. Just look at that blob over there. So anyways, again, thank you all for watching, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. I don't usually ask for this. I don't like asking for likes, subscriptions, you know, all that classic stuff. But I am trying to get to 1000 subscribers, and you know, every one of you count. So we're trying to build a nice little cozy community here. As somebody said in the comments, man, this channel is so chill. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you once again in the war room.